Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Marvel Spider-Man Spectacular Difficulty video walkthrough. I will be taking no damage on this, and this is the landmarking mission. So much like the previous two missions, this is introducing us to another mechanic. And it's also going to introduce you to an accessibility feature that I think is amazing. So there are puzzles in this game that I don't think Insomniac had too much faith in. And there's a really good reason for this, because they feel out of place and they feel pretty archaic, all considered. It seems like a very strange choice to put them in a main campaign. But they do add diversity, and there will be some people that enjoy them. I just feel that they stand out like a sore thumb. So, because of this, they've given you the option in the menu to skip them. You can press R1 and you can skip the puzzles in this game. And I think for players that don't like puzzles and just want to do the combat, this is going to be a fantastic tool. And those moments just then where you hack those cell towers, you can skip that minigame as well. I don't skip the minigame in the towers because I feel like it fits into this game, because it's very reminiscent of the one in Arkham, where Batman uses his double analogs to break electronic boxes. The ones that are just ripped out of BioShock, those ones feel out of place to me. Those are the ones that I feel no guilt over skipping, because I did them all the first time and I felt like they made the game worse. So all of that can be skipped. It's one of the reasons why I'm not putting the Peter Parker sections in, guys, because they're essentially narrative moments with BioShock puzzles. They're profoundly confusing and strange, and such a weird misstep for the game that I can't help but wonder why we don't spend more time playing as Spider-Man. And I honestly understand why they've done it, because it does give the game a sense of diversity, and it does break up the flow of what you're doing, but it's 100% reliant on you doing the side missions. Because here's how the flow of this game works, guys. You'll do a main mission, and then it'll say, oh, I've got to kill some time, do some side stuff. And you'll probably get distracted doing 2 to 3 hours worth of side stuff, having a really fun time swinging around. And then the next mission will have you going to the Peter Parker section, and it'll feel different, and it'll feel new. So you'll be walking around as Peter, you'll be getting some characterizations, you'll be doing some BioShock puzzles, and then you'll come out and you'll play as Spider-Man again. But if you didn't spend the 3 hours playing as Spider-Man, picking up backpacks and doing landmarks and things, then you spent 5 minutes playing as Spider-Man, and now you're not playing as Spider-Man. And the game does it a lot. And if you don't indulge in the sandbox, you spend a hell of a lot of this game not playing as Spider-Man. It's really, 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 really strange. And it's compounded if you completely focus on the campaign. And I suppose there is arguments saying that you could, you know, the game is not meant to be played that way, which you hear people say that all the time, which I always find an interesting thing when people think that it's supposed to be played a certain way, and we all do it and we all have our own opinions on what the certain way is. But I just kind of feel like that in their efforts to establish this world, they lost something in the flow of their game, and they lost what makes their game the most fun. Because in my opinion, guys, the Spider-Man universe doesn't need to be fleshed out because everybody knows it. It's such a well-defined universe. You don't have to go so heavy on introducing characters everybody knows. And I appreciate that not everybody does know them, and they're doing it for, you know, that everyman who might not be aware of Spider-Man. But you didn't have to do it so heavy-handedly. They could have done it in a cutscene and let us play as Spider-Man more. It would have had equal fun, in my opinion, because then the people that want to play can just press start, whereas the people that want that characterization can sit through some beautiful, you know, immaculately motion-captured cutscenes. But it's certainly interesting. I find it very strange. Because when you're playing as Spider-Man in this game, it's amazing. His movement is fantastic, the combat is fun, the stealth sections are interesting, like everything about the Spider-Man sections are great. And then you walk around as Miles doing the most pedantic stealth bollocks, or you play as MJ, and in the entire session, instead of focusing on the practically infantile stealth moment, you're too busy curious as to where her ass went, because she has no ass. It's very strange. Like right now, see how it says head to feast? Every time you head to feast, I have a really sad face, because all feast is a euphemism for fucking boring section that shouldn't exist. And it's so bizarre to me. Like, I've read so many reviews for this game telling me that it's amazing, but no one's once told me that they're going to take Spider-Man off me at every opportunity like I've been a bad child and that's my best toy. Like, no one says that. And I don't know why. The only review that even mentioned it was Giant Bomb, so kudos to them. But their review was so short that you don't really get any idea of what it meant. You might also be wondering here, folks, Chris, why are you doing these side crimes? Well, I had the idea of showing you the side crimes that I would need to do to upgrade my items and get the abilities for my suit and everything that I wanted. And then I realised that the crimes are random. So if I get hit during them and I retry, they disappear. So on this early video, there's going to be a few of these showing you how I got my new suit and picking up things and doing objectives and stuff, just to kind of give you an idea. And then later on I'm going to remove them, because some of the street crimes are some of the more harder parts of the game. Simply because the moment you land, you can have 3 to 5 people shooting you at the very beginning. And not taking damage from that many guns can be really, really challenging. So good luck with that. But they are fun to do, you know? They're really fun to do, especially if you can start them at a position of advantage. Like, one of the moves in the game I think that they want you to do in certain circumstances like this is the one where you drop from a high altitude and you smash into the ground and you stun everybody. I think that that's a really good move for stunning everybody on entrance, but I haven't messed with it too much. Also, this is why I'm keeping these screens on, if you're wondering, guys. Traditionally, I don't keep these screens on. The suit I just bought then is going to give me access to Web Blossom, so that's why I purchased it and that's why I did those missions. So, follow these upgrade paths, guys. You will thank me later. But I love the boots on the Noir suit. I love how he's got those metal strips on them. Because, you know, for a game where you spend the entirety of it staring at the back of his body, having cool shit on the soles of his boots is a really cool touch. I like that a lot. I'm a big fan. But 380 meters to the next mission objective. I should probably talk about the traversal in the city, shouldn't I? I think I'm going to talk about that on the next video where we do it. So I can give you a little bit of advice on moving faster and what to buy and things like that. It is pretty much preference, a lot of it, but there are some fundamental truths that can be shared. And then talk to your backpack here, and boom, end of mission. Thank you for watching. You take care now.